Hello, Clint here, Crimson Landscape, here to talk about your backyard garden. All right, here's what I got. Lots of color, textures, flavors in this particular design. I know you talked about you kind of didn't want the meandering walk path, but it made the most sense. A couple high level stuff. Creek beds do not work very well. They become mosquito and dirt traps. I don't like doing a lower creek bed. I'd like river rock, so a splash of river rock, as I have in here in a couple places. But a creek bed's just they're not very effective unless you have a fountain in there and you're pumping water out. They're the juice is not worth the squeeze. Also, not a big fan of bridges as well. For a really tiny space, the bridge just takes too much space. They're too expensive, and it's just a collections point for dirt, moisture, and mosquitoes. So that's why this doesn't have any like dry creek beds. All right. With that being said, let me start talking about the plants, and let me talk about the flagstone layout. So plants over here, I'm gonna go fast because there's a lot of them. And when we do price it out, ultimately you'll see the final plant list. I did leave some openings in there for you to pick and choose a few plants yourself if you like. I'm not trying to, or we didn't, or in this particular design, I didn't try to come up with a 100% solution. There's a plant in every spot. Part of this is we just lay it out, see how it looks. Um, the scaling on this, I would say, is probably 90% correct. Then there's places that definitely need more plants, so we can grab more plants and squeeze it in it. Also, want to leave some spaces so you can add things yourself. Okay, to the right here, got a Turk's cap in the back, giant liripe, Everillo sedge, Anthony Water Sprea, three different types of daylilies, bird bath. It's a garden, got to have a bird bath that sits in a bed of rock. Then uh, flagstone pavers with this is dwarf mondo grass, tiny mondo. I didn't do the whole thing all the way down. I wanted where you could see it from the back door, so it really pops as a walk path, as a kind of a really visible space to the playhouse area. Nandina, boulder for the kids to sit on. We're going to try to find a boulder. It's about 12 inches tall, flat for the kids to sit on. Moving along. This is a Everillo. Let me scoot in a little bit. Everillo sedge with dwarf Mexican petunias. The sedge is meant to pop out and be fluffy next to the river rock and the boulder. In the back here, green hosta, oak leaf hydrangea. I needed something evergreen, so I added the dwarf Yopon holly. Back there, hidden is wood ferns. The silver hosta. One of my favorite plants in the world right here, a coral bark Japanese maple. Needed something tall. The coral bark Japanese maple, the bark turns a reddish color in the fall. Here's variegated hostas. I wanted three because I wanted to pop. These aren't quite as big. This is a big hosta. That's a big hosta. These aren't quite as big. This is a coral berry. This is a coral bells. Yeah, coral bells. I believe it is. Bridal wreath sprea or double white sprea. It's about the same sprea. Endless summer hydrangea. Purple heart. This is Coreopsis with another sedge. So here in the middle, I left a gap here for either a bird feeder or something along those lines for you to set up. This section right here, I left open for maybe like a galvanized container that we can put dirt in it for the kids to plant, like a kid planting play area ish space. Then, anytime you have a bird feeder, you don't want a lot of plants underneath the bird feeder because the seed lands in the mulch. The mulch germinates. The seeds will try to germinate, and you'll have stuff start growing up here. So that's why there's not many plants under a bird feeder. Also, if you don't like the bird feeder, you certainly could move the bird feeder over to the gravel area. The software doesn't have a bird feeder, so that's why I use this statue here. If there's plants that you want to pick, that you want to pick up maybe on your own between now and the time we start, you want us to drop in there for you, something you like find at the store or something. That's what that space is for. But this space needed something like chairs, a sitting area, a hammock. It needed something, but that something needs to be what you kind of decide you want. Let me turn this way. So you see how it meanders? So it connects. So from the dad's out here grilling, the kids are hanging with dad, the kids want to go walk over to the playground or the playhouse, and then they want to walk back, or they want to walk to the yard. Then they want to walk over to the yard over here, they could as well. So it all ties in together. Behind the playhouse, I did river rock. Oh, no, I didn't. That's supposed to be River Rock there. It's going to be a different flavor of River Rock. So we have different flavors of River Rock. Sorry about that. Just so you can see the context. Let's just go with that. Oh, let's go with that. Just so it won't be big like that, but just so it looks different. Then the last bit of it is lights. There we go. Some spotlights. We can put some spotlights on the fence, floodlights, or we can do illuminate the bird bath or the bird feeder, the trees, however you want to illuminate. Uh, Last thing is pricing. Terrible at it. Absolutely terrible at guessing pricing. I couldn't imagine to guess what this is. I don't think it's too far out of the budget we talked about. It's probably right around that. The lights certainly would add to it. All right, let me pause here. Let me send you this video. And if you have any questions, let us know. Next step is if you want to make some minor revisions, some plant changes, just send that over. Or if you want to stop by our office one day, the next week or two, we can make some small plant changes and revise this as well. If you have major changes, the suggestion I have for major changes is from this video, what I would say is pencil out on a piece of paper what major changes you like. Then we can see about making those changes for you in the software. All right, let me pause there. And if you have any questions, just let us know.